Hawaiian song. I just had to, I was looking at this and I see these 111s. This is New York City. Here we have 911 comments. And just earlier today on, I believe it was a New York Times, we saw 266 comments. 266 is the number of days till 9/23, which is basically a calendar equivalent of 9/11. Those are different versions of the same number pointing to tomorrow. I saw some more numbers in here, so I'm going to refrain from gematraing anything. We're just going to look at it straight on the top. So 220. This number just showed up in a recent Gematria that I just did, and I can't remember what it is, but it's this is the number of the ham, or the lowest part of the lowest section of slaves. This is a pi number. This is 11. This is 711. And 52 is also a sign for kind of like the Wheel of Fortune, or their idea of like a 52 cards in a deck. It's like a physical version of the quantum random frequency generator. It's kind of like take what you get, or the wild card, or the joker, that kind of idea. And this 711 tries to put it into a perfect symmetry, having to do with human consciousness and the pyramids. Actually, the pyramids, I believe, are symbolic of human consciousness in some way. I don't fully understand it. I'm trying to learn about that. So we're just looking at the numbers as we go. So here we have a 911, 4583, 911. So you're getting the drum beat here, right? There's a drum beat. Boom, boom, boom. 911. Boom, boom, boom. I think there's going to be, they plan something big. I don't know if it's really going to happen, but they're planning something big, and they're beating all their drums coming up to it. Okay, here we have another. This might be the same. Let's just see if it's the same reference. Nope. It's not the same reference, but it is the New York City Gematria. And this was a fall of New York City. See? And here, if you look here, the 1 in the 8-3 also equals a 111. There's a lot of numbers in this. There's a 17 here, which is a pi. This is, it has a 9 on the outside and a 2 in the middle, which is the 92 that is another 911. And then that's the R number. No, it's a P, sorry. Yeah, it's a P number, which is, I take part of the Chiro. It's a pi type of idea. When I see it alone, I don't really know what to do with it, but it's a P and a 7. It reduces to a 7. Okay, let's just look for the things that are on the top here. Okay, this is a 33rd degree Mason mirror. We've seen this in the Gematria. See if I could just pull my notes down. I could probably rattle off some of these places that I've just seen this. Central Park, for one thing, has a 911 Gematria, having to do with the news of this week. That's where the Pope's going. But look here, we have a 266, and in the New York Times article that I just did on the Pope, they had 266 comments on theirs, and that's the 266th Pope that's arriving on the 266th day, which is tomorrow. So look at all this. We can do this without even going to the Gematria counter. Here's a 9-6. I've talked a lot about 9-6s and 6-9s. The 9-6 would be the fall, and I think we have some 9-6 Gematria in the Obama tweet that I just I'm putting up about. Hope you're ready. Fall is here. You know, how chilling is that tweet? Come along, skim. This is I'm just scanning with you right here. Okay, here we have a 22-7. Did you guys see that, or did I see it first? We'll get better at this. You guys are going to beat me to it sometimes. I know you will. You're going to be like, she's going to find it. She's going to see it. She saw it. You'll beat me to it. 722 is what I talk about in terms of the tetragrammaton. 22 divided by 7 is pi, and the tetragrammaton in terms of the alphabet code having to do with pi is pi derived by pi derived by 7 twice. So tetragrammaton is written pi, 7, pi, yod, which is a tiny 7. So that's 7 derived by pi twice. So here we have 22 and 7, and of course 52 also has, of course, the full year type of, besides being the deck of cards and kind of the wheel of fortune, you know, that's kind of the year, I guess, is the wheel of fortune, where every number is a week, right? Or, you know, you see what I'm saying? Is this fun? I think this is a way to cope with the stress of the unknown. Okay, see, watch these numbers. See if you get it before me. Did you get that one before me? Or did I win? It's like that hand. It's like that game where you like slap each other's hands. Did you get that one? They are not kidding. This is about pi. Now, I just feel like if I had like 6 more brains and I had already studied this for 10 years, I could read this whole article and tell you exactly what they're planning. I think that it says it in here. So far on the purpose, we can just see, okay, that this is a holy number. You know, wherever I see pi, I think, you know, holy or lofty, because that's their idea of, you know, holy or sacred, the way that we're taught to revere you know, our betters, the people who are ahead of us. Here's another. Did you see this one before I did? New York City, 111. I'm going to have to pull up all the 111 references because I would like to be able to rattle off at least 5 of them at any time. But New York City is a really good 111 reference right now. I think Queen Elizabeth has this in her numbers too. Okay, my phi, people who have heard me talk about phi a million times, this is phi squared. And that has to do with Philadelphia, because this is a 2618. So if you square 1.618, it equals 2.618. And the first 8 digits of phi after the decimal point stay the same. And I think that's really strange. And I guess they think that's really strange too, so they worship that number. Okay, look at these. See if you see it before I do. There's a double 9. That's kind of Pope numbers right there. Yeah, I bet you. Did you see that? New York City. It's just, this can't be, is that even statistically possible? Here's another, here's 4 11s, 4 1s. It's a double 11 gate. And then this is a 9-1 and a 1-9 mirror, you see. So this is raw, coming and going. And if you convert that to Roman numerals, I'm studying more about Roman numerals, and hopefully I'll bring you more about what I know about the X and the D and the M and the C and all those. But like in the Truman Show, in the beginning of the show, actually most of the way through the show, every time they show Jim Carrey, his head is framed by an X. His head is right in the middle of that X, which makes me want to Gematria Truman and see if there's Pope numbers, because basically it shows him being trapped in the dome, trapped in the X. And that's what these are. These are 10s, so they're X's. There's a pi number. So here's a 23 and a 7. This might be the 7th month, which is on the Roman and Hebrew calendar. That's September. But also, when things are divided by 5, that is a moon reference, and I haven't really been able to weave that in. I'm just trying to put it into my awareness. When things are multiplied by 2, that's a sun reference, and things are divided by 2, that's a moon reference. Oops, tangled up in the cord here. Okay, this is a comet number. because before they changed the name of the Bennu comet to RQ36, it used to be RQ53, which meant 35. No, is that right? It's either 3553. That was a 3553 mirror before they changed it. Maybe they saw my video and they said, "Oh, we better change it. Dandelion is on to us." Hi guys. I don't mean any harm. Just we want to know what's going on. Okay, so I think this, when you see this in this direction, it means look. When you see this in this direction, it means I. And these numbers are encoded in comets and asteroids and comet hoaxes and asteroid hoaxes. And also robots that study comet and asteroid hoaxes is also encoded in that. So they're basically saying, look with your eye. Look with your eye at the pie. It's almost like a poem. It's just a really weird poem. 86. Now 86, besides just being an 86, it's also a 14, and we are 14 years after the fall of the Twin Towers, and they made a big deal at the first, 28 years divided by 2 is 14, so they are paying attention to the 14 time mileposts. Tons of numbers in there. Look at this number. That's the Nostradamus quatrain that I just talked about. And it's also 927, birthday of the Jesuit order. It's a lot of stuff. 36 is a seed of life number, and vector mathematics having to do with 9 and the 360 degrees of a circle. It has to do with the rose line. And when these numbers change, they change to another perfect number. This is the United States now. The U.S. That was the coordinate of the Philadelphia train wreck. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but if you watch a Amazon Prime movie, or you watch anything on Amazon, the timestamp that's on your lower left only has perfect numbers. It will stay on a number until it changes to another perfect number, and it won't change unless you move your cursor. So you have to move your cursor off and on and off and on again to watch it. And you do this for like 60 seconds and you can watch the timestamp not change. Then the timestamp on the far right does change smoothly. But the timestamp on the left tells you what the perfect times are, and when it changes, that's when you pay attention to the timestamp on the right. You take all the numbers into account. And then it's basically like a dictionary. Okay, by looking at enough movies, okay, this number happens when this symbolism happens, and then you can back engineer the symbolism of the numbers that they're using. All right, hope you like this. Talk to you soon. Okay, so I scrolled back up to the top and I just forgot to show you that the comment number didn't change. Oh gosh, I was going to say something else. Now I can't think of what it was. All right, here we go. Talk to you later.